Alright, welcome back to PipeCast. This is day 2 of Burley Boy Summer Vacation.
Burley Boys.
Yeah, here we go. And what we got here, this is Cobblestone Brick Burley Plug. Let's take a look at that tobacco. Here is Cobblestone Burley Plug Brick. So this is the Burley Plug variant of the Brick series by Cobblestone. The Brick series by Cobblestone is all about the cut, with Burley Plug offering a blend of dark-fired Burley and Virginia, and a cake cut for a pleasant, medium-strength blend that highlights the tobacco's natural flavors. That is from tobaccoreviews.com. So this is, again, Cobblestone Brick Burley Plug. So it's made up of Burley and then Virginia. So here's some bright and here's some red. This is what's left of the cake, really is what it is. It says it's a plug. It's more kind of like a cake. Pretty tight cake, though. Somewhere between a crumble cake and a plug, I guess you would say. And then here's some of it already kind of rubbed out. Again, very, very dark Burley, with little bits of brightness of the Virginia poking through, but very dominated in the Burley. We will take a close look here at the cake plug and kind of get a little bit more vantage point, so you can see, like I said, pretty dark with some bright here and there, but yeah, Burley dominated, which is in the name. So let's get over there and smoke it. So that was the blend. That was Cobblestone Brick Burley Plug. What do you think about it, Zach?
Well, this is my first time smoking it. This is like a legit filler episode because you've been living with it for a minute. I like it. Mm-hmm. It's what you're gonna find with a lot of. I think we discussed this before. I think you brought it up. Burleys have like an adjacency or a parallelism to one another. Like,
yeah,
all the blends sort of have a similarity, and this is the most similar. The differences are that this sort of reminds me of Aberrant a little bit. So it has more of the earthier characteristics of Burley, and that sort of subtle tea, like that English breakfast tea thing that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So I love it, really. I mean, it's not Aberrant, but it has that kind of tea quality that I like sometimes.
Yeah.
So, especially if I'm whittling or woodworking or something like that, I like earthier, more mellow blends. I like this kind of, so this is like noon tea for me. And that's probably a weird way to explain it, but I think that it breaks up the monotony of like heavy Englishes, of like a sweeter, more grass, like wheatgrass or grass, lemongrass, Virginia, like the brights and stuff. It takes away that stewed fruit that I'm used to in Virginia. So this is like, it has this subtle, super subtle sweetness that you'll get in a straight tea. No cream, no sugar, no honey. But it has that characteristic. And then the smoke in the Burley, which I like about Burley, is that it's real plumy. You know, it's like a full mouth fill.
Oh yeah.
And I appreciate that a lot, and I think that that's what you're going to get out of this particular blend. As far as like the crumble cake, whatever, you know. I mean, I guess like, you know, I don't know if it's going to contribute anything to it. Cobblestone seems to be a pretty competent blending house. I've heard a lot about them, but this is the first blend of theirs I've ever smoked.
Yeah.
Funny how I just showed up at Burley Boy Summer Vacation, but like, I think this actually might be the first time I can recommend a Burley blend for summer smoking.
Really?
I stick to Virginia and aromatic and cigars.
Yeah.
But this is a light enough Burley that I think it's pretty enjoyable across the summer spectrum. But like I said, it has to have that sort of tea quality to it, and not sweet tea, but you know, just like
you're talking like a Thai tea or whatever.
Well,
or no, you don't
like just like a plain like
Like
English breakfast or an Irish breakfast, or just like with no cream, no sugar.
In the realm of Earl Grey, but not necessarily Earl Grey.
Right. And it has that kind of. I mean, if you don't know what tea tastes like, kind of. I mean, I'm not sure. Like that's my descriptor is tea.
Yeah,
you know, it's just earthy. It's it has a natural sweetness, but not like. But natural sweetness if you've never had sugar before.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, it's naturally sweet, and then people think of honey. No. Like super light, like it's like you sort of pinpoint it as you're smoking it, and that's the way tea is you can kind of pinpoint that kind of sweetness. Now, if you overbrew tea, obviously it's super bitter, but like if you're good and you set it just right, then this is kind of the quality that it gives you. So I think it's super enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, like Zach said, I've been living with it for a while, and what's interesting, I that was kind of my first thought about it was, this is very, I mean, the elements of Solani are there, the elements of like H.H. Burley flake is there, which I think those are the only straight Burleys I've had. And this isn't, this has some dark fired Kentucky and some Virginia in it. So it's not, straight up Burley, but it's got those elements in there. And
when we say Burley, we mean Burley based.
Yeah, Burley based. But it's funny how that works. When you say Virginia, most people think, well, it's got to be just Virginia.
Right.
But if you say Burley, then they all already know, well, there's going to be some other components in there. So it's kind of funny how that works that way. But yeah, I didn't pick up on it being very similar to Aberrant. And I'm curious. See, I like this. I guess I would say I like this more than Aberrant, but you don't like it as much as Aberrant, but they're similar. And I'm wondering where that difference is.
I don't know.
What is that? Because I don't think
probably the high nicotine, the natural,
the Rustica.
The Rustica.
See, I was gonna say I didn't think it was because they've had Rustica in Paradoxical, and I really like Paradoxical. So that's what I'm curious.
Well, I feel like that's maybe what's giving it that. That isn't giving it the edge in Aberrant.
Okay.
Or in this doesn't have the edge to me because it doesn't have Rustica in it.
Oh.
And you like Paradoxical and it has Rustica in it, so.
But I didn't like Aberrant and it has Rustica in it.
Yeah. But like maybe that it's weird. Just like Paradoxical has more of the blend components,
less Rustica.
That brick than Rustica.
Yeah.
I mean than Aberrant. Aberrant has the Rustica, but maybe. That kind of flavor imparting
is more up front.
Right.
Okay.
That might not have been the best way to describe it, but I do feel that it has some Aberrant qualities to it.
Yeah, I mean now that you mention it, I didn't think about it at first, but yeah. But no, I mean it's got everything. I do pick out a little bit of some Virginia qualities kind of hiding underneath there, some of that sweetness. I don't know how much of that sweetness is the tea-like sweetness in the Burley, or if there's some Virginia poking through. And then, the dark fired, I've never had I haven't had like the dark fired that's the go-to, Peter Heinrichs, or either one of the McBaron variants, the HH variant.
Dark Strong and
Bold Kentucky. I haven't had either of those three, which we'll remedy because they're going to be part of Burley Boy Summer. We threw in some dark fire towards the end because it's going to be hot and we're going to be sweating. We might as well make it dark fired.
Yeah, we're doing this out of a labor of love because holy crap, man! Like every freaking day, there's a national service announcement about how hot it is.
There's a heat advisory.
Yeah, like heated. It's like 100 all the time. We're doing this early in the AM because as soon as it turns 10, you got to run for cover or jump in a pool.
I saw a crazy meme. It was like, remember to drink plenty of water and stay inside from 10 a.m. till November 2nd. So that's how hot it is.
Wow. Alabama summers can be really brutal.
I would hate to be anywhere south of here in the northern hemisphere. Mm-hmm. I would hate, because I know it's got to be worse than this.
Well, I was talking to Floridian once. This is years ago, and then they were asking. They just moved here, and they go, "Well, what's it like?" And I go, "It's hot, man." Like, and they go, "You don't know what heat is," and I go, "Okay." I was like, "That's fine," or whatever,
Yeah.
And summer rolled around, and they go, "Dude, what is wrong with your summer? And I go, ain't no breeze.
Yeah, you don't have that ocean breeze.
I was like, you're used to a nice breeze that cuts across the peninsula. In Alabama, North Alabama, there's no such thing as a summer breeze. When you need it, it's not going to be there. And when you don't need it in winter, it's there. 100%. Like, we get like 130 days of wind during winter, and it's the most brutal wind. Now, I talked to someone from Minnesota, and they're like, your winters are colder.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it's humidity and the lack of breeze, or in the winter, are just constant 30-mile-an-hour wind that just cuts through you.
Well, it doesn't help too. I mean, I'm sure the range is so vast that, because that's the thing we've talked about before is, it'll be 100 for a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be getting close to fall, and you'll have maybe a fake out of like 70-degree weather, right? Maybe not even 70, 80, and you'll be like, okay, this is nice. And then it'll gradually get down to 70, and then the next week it's back up to 90, and it feels worse than it did the week that was 100 because of that transition. And I think that probably has a part to play. There's
never consistency. I mean, I've been in up until 3 or 4 years ago, I've basically been in shorts in Christmas and Thanksgiving. And then January, it drops. Then February, it snows. Then it's back up before February's over, and then it's back down by April.
There's been 2 years in a row, I think, the past 2 years, where I was in a jacket on Halloween, but in shorts at Christmas.
Yeah. Don't
make any sense.
Yeah, because a lot of people say, well, put up your summer clothes to save space. And I was like, yeah, I don't work here. Like, there's no such thing as non-summer clothes. I've worn shorts almost a whole winter before. And then because it would have been a Tuesday that I had the shorts on, and a Wednesday I'd have been decked out in Carhartt or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but I'm kind of missing the winter now. Now that we're talking about it,
it's easy to long for the thing that you don't want to be in when you're in it.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like 100 and something degrees here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But Cobblestone, I think this is a good blend. The only thing I can say about it is that, if you've had one Burley, you probably had this one. I mean, you know what you're looking for.
It's a wonderful blend.
Yes.
The more I'm smoking it, the better I like it. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Some of that sweetness is coming up more so up front. So.
And they have another brick. I think they have maybe 1 or 2 other bricks. I can't remember what they are. I don't know if it's a Virginia plug or what, but...
this is called Burley Plug.
Yeah, this is Brick Burley Plug. And then there's something else, Brick something. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's 2 more bricks. But, so we'll probably be looking to try it. And that might be the way that we do Burley Boy Summer Vacation in years to come is, we'll pick one that's a pillar, or up in a pillar status.
Right.
And then one that we've never had before. And then maybe a codger, if there's any codgers left when we get through with this year. And then, maybe throw in some Webers, and then, maybe something a little bit outside the rim, maybe some dark fired, something that's more heavy dark fired. But, try to shake up, try to hit all the different areas of Burley. Right?
And maybe we'll do Burley Boy Summer Vacation Fireside. And then just do a bunch of dark.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, dark fired.
But
last thoughts on this is it's definitely worthy of a rotation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is actually good. I'm probably going to go buy a tin of it just to kind of live with it for a little bit. Kind of jealous that Patrick's been all over it. This is one of those ones where you're like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
I was kind of shocked by it. I was,
I'm looking forward to other cobblestone blends.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff. They've got they got that chess series, I think, is one of them, and several other stuff.
Well, I'll definitely be checking this out.
This year we've been going through Dan. Maybe next year we'll
go through Cobblestone.
Yeah, either that or Captain Earl's. We've talked about doing Captain Earl's for forever.
Captain Earl's is good. We'd have to. I think we'd have to redo that episode though. The original blend.
Which one?
Honor blend.
We never really reviewed it. We just compared it.
Oh.
to Windjammer. We smoked Windjammer and we compared it to Honor Blend. So
okay, so I guess we never did Captain Earl? Okay.
Because I've never actually had it.
That's good. So we'll have to, anyway, it's kind of us speculating on future episodes, but once again, please send in requests. We got a lot of requests coming up.
Yeah.
And we've actually changed up the format to accommodate these requests.
Yeah, so you may see more pipe chats to fit some of these requests in. They may not come in, they may not be part of our normal filler, but we're still going to get to them in some kind of capacity.
Because we like these pipe chats, and we think we can do a lot of reviewing up front and then just kind of breeze into a talk.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a little bit of these recommended things faster than we had originally scheduled.
Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah. So yeah, check out, we recommend.
Yeah,
we recommend Cobblestone. It's a recommendation and probably a rotational.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it hits both the R's. So, so there you go. Y'all come back tomorrow. We got a special Burley Boy Summer Vacation tomorrow. Something really nice. So.